And I said, what's that? And he said, a casino. So what's that? Because prior to this, 10 years earlier, when I come, I would stay in the neighborhoods. That's he's 15, Cedar Grove and Moortown, and that's where I am. I didn't see, if I left a shoe in Shreveport, it was staying. I'm out of here, right? But now I'm back, I'm with a mature family, and I'm sitting on their patio, and they got Range Rovers and Bentleys and these things, and I'm going, so what's that? Casino, what's that? Casino, what's that? Casino. How many casinos do you guys have? 7. You guys have 7 casinos? How big is the city? Not 21 minutes in any direction. And you have 7 casinos in a town that's not 25 minutes in any direction. Yes. So that marketing light came on. That's when my marketing light came on. So I said, something is happening here. This city's supposed to be doing much better than this, just from my thoughts. So I started researching. I started riding around the city, right? Started riding around the city, looking at it. Now I switched my brain from looking at Shreveport as a city to looking at it as product. Is this a good product, right? Because from my experience, if I deem it good product, then there's no strategy. It's just get it in front of people. No tricks, no games, just get it in front of people. And if you are experienced as you say you are, they should see what you see, right? So before, but I didn't know if it was good product yet. So I started riding around the city and I'm seeing the abandoned buildings downtown, Milam Street, all the way down Milam Street, no businesses. What the? Commerce, no businesses. But the place is like it's like they put a bolo, it's like it's preserved. It's not run down, there's just no people in them. What's going on? So again, until I find out what's going on, I cannot call it good product. There's something wrong here. So literally, I start researching. I look at this Millennium Studio, empty. It's been empty for 6 years. At that time, it's been empty since almost 2010. Mm-hmm. And this is 2016. Empty studio. So what happened to the studio? Oh, the state dropped the tax incentives at some point and everybody ran to Atlanta. Oh, wait. So, more research, I find out Shreveport was the second most used film city in the nation, thanks to our friend here. Second most used film city in the nation, right? So I look at the map and say, okay, what kind of workforce would have supported a city over that many years being the second most used film city in the nation? It had to be a huge workforce, or companies would have came and not had a good experience and never came back. I know the film business, right? So what I realized was when the state lost the tax incentive, film people are carnies. When the tent drops and it moves, they go. They're not the people that say, well, I'll just go be an accountant. Well, so I realized that, okay, I got a lead on what's going on. So let me see, what's the population? 187,000. It was 5 million people for the ball drop in Times Square. You mean there's 187,000 in this beautiful city? That's it? So let's look at what that workforce had to be and subtract it. Because census is taken by 100,000s, right? So let's subtract in 100,000 how many people left. And guess what? On paper, it looked like Katrina for a small city like this, right? People don't ask questions on why people are leaving the city. Nobody gets into that, right? If it's a fire, in LA, if it's floods in the South, if it's a mudslide in a small town that makes people leave, it just says second most shrinking city in the nation.
Yep.
Shreveport didn't even know what they was fighting, right? And let me tell you this, in high seats like mayors and city councils and all of these things that's supposed to be knowing how to help cities, right? When they don't have a plan in the middle of that table, guess what they argue over? Opinions. Opinions, right? The only way to keep your power without a plan is to defend your opinion, right? So now the city has been trying to figure out why Milam Street is gone, why downtown is vacant, why the petroleum building is vacant, why Citibank left, why all these things are happening, and they didn't even know their fight, right? You are on, pull these out, because I Googled these in front of the mayor when I had my meet with him. Studies, Shreveport is United States' second fastest shrinking middle city. It's on the internet. Shreveport is fourth slowest growing city in the nation. That's everything y'all are fighting.
Yeah.
That's everything y'all are fighting, to tell somebody to bring their business here, right? Let's go further. This one. I may not have it, but Shreveport was also recognized as the 11th dirtiest city in the nation, right? And guess what that is from? All of those 6,000 abandoned and adjudicated properties that they have in a city that's only 20 minutes in every direction. So who doesn't that affect? When you have 6,000 abandoned, dilapidated properties in an area that's only 130 square miles around. How could you sit and act like it's only affecting certain people? It's a self-imposed poverty, right? Now you have publications coming into your city that's not helping you guys, because they're coming into your city because they're a city rating publication. They rank cities. That's their job. They look for clickbait too. You know, something to make them click our rate instead of somebody else. So guess what they're coming to town and doing? Taking pictures of all the adjudicated properties. So I can show you a video on it, right? Not the beautiful houses. I just bought a beautiful house on the lake, very close to Arlene, right? They're taking pictures of all the adjudicated properties and they put in their publication, Shreveport is the 11th dirtiest city in the nation, right? So again, what I realized from my research is that Shreveport is a good product, right? Because all of this shit is wrong perceptions, right? They're not the 11th dirtiest city in the nation. That's a city problem that we can fix, right? They're not a shrinking city, right? That was the film business workforce that left. So if I get them to come back, guess what's going to happen in reverse? That's going to help you guys. Shreveport becomes the fastest growing population in April. And guess what? There's already news publications saying Shreveport is on its way to being the fastest growing population in the nation, and is Shreveport about to be the second biggest city in Louisiana. That was my plan, right? So before I get there, I said, okay, there was already success stories. So during the pandemic, God just somehow made me watch HGTV. I couldn't go nowhere, but for some reason, I watched HGTV every single day. I don't know why, right? But this became fascinating. Waco, Texas, right? A little show called Fixer Upper. Chip and Joanna Gaines, right? Little show. Wait, and I'm telling you, I'll be transparent. A lot of people I know drove around Waco, Texas, right? Their perception was Branch Davidian, FBI,
That's right.
right? Transparent. People, until that was cleared up, people, oh shit, I go around Waco, right? But now fixer upper, a accident. And then when I say an accident, just a show for TV to renovate homes. Then all of a sudden, Waco, Texas starts, because of the show, 30,000 people visiting the city a week. A week, right? So I didn't care how those people got there.
Right.
To me, that's economics. That's economics. I don't care how they got there. They got 30,000 people coming a week.
We're with you.
Then move over to Laurel, Mississippi. Wrong one. Laurel, Mississippi. Hometown. Little show, Laurel, Mississippi. Guess how much houses they've built in Laurel, Mississippi to this point? 350 houses. They did so many houses, they're using their model to go into Alabama and other cities now to rebuild their small towns, right? So now I go, God, I know why you got me watching this. Because if they did that by accident, what if we did it deliberately? What if there was a way for economics to be fueled by entertainment? What if that could be a deliberate model? So that's where I started. I knew it was good product. I knew Shreveport was good product. You couldn't convince me that it wasn't good product anymore. It's just caught in a bad perception. And in my assessment, those perceptions can be changed, right? So I started, this is where all these came in, research after research. I did a film here with just using a couple of local Shreveport guys, a couple of kids. They had about 10 records. I said, you know what, give me your records. I created a mixtape for them. Then I made what I call the mixtape movie. Put their records in a movie. I wrote a movie for them. Me and one other guy filmed it. We put it in Regal Theater. Proof of concept. They're just looking for something to do, right? These kids want something to do. So who do I bring here? What can I bring here, right? Because what I just mentioned to you guys, if I find good product, there is no other plan except get in front of people and they would see what I see. In this case, mainly business people, opportunity zone vultures. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna show you a city that everybody missed, right? So I came up with a concept, I wrote all these things, and the last one I wrote, I called DENS, right? Decrease crime and violence, eliminate abandoned properties, need to create opportunities, treatment of mental health and depression, strengthen the economy, right? And my idea on that acronym was, there's a guy, works hard every day, leaves his house early in the morning, take care of his family, but he has a huge dent on his car, right? Gets to the red light, this hard-working guy, car pulls up next to him, and he can see the whole car looking at his dent in his car. People make perceptions. This guy's don't work, this guy's late. All kind of perceptions that you think they're having because you got this big dent in your car. So one day you decide, I'm gonna fix this dent. I feel better about myself. And you go to the mechanic, and the mechanic says, I can fix your dent, but for the same price, you actually need new brakes. You need new brakes. Which one do you want to do? And the guy says, fix my brakes, because obviously I want to stop the car. Well, I make another dent, right? They fix the brakes, he gets back out on the road, gets to the first light, and another car pulls up and looks at his dents again. Don't know, he just did the right thing. This man just did the right thing. He fixed what, that's the city, right? the city got a lot of hard-working, beautiful people working hard. There's only less than 200 homeless in the city. Everybody's paying rent or mortgage to somebody. Everybody's working, right? But you can't ride through abandoned buildings, abandoned houses in your neighborhood, the house you're living in because you're a renter and the person that owns it is not going to fix it because they know you have no options. So you're working hard, but you're living in this kind of poverty, right? So my idea was to the city, you work on the city, because what they focusing on was the garbage salaries, the streets, the sidewalks, all the stuff the city's supposed to vote, the brakes. The brakes. While you do that, what if I can show you a way that we can fix the dents? Right? While you fix the brakes, we fix the dents. Right? So, again, before Curtis Jackson, I brought a young lady named Mona Scott to the city, and she runs an empire, a TV empire called Love and Hip Hop. I brought a young lady named Deb Atlee to the city, was one of the first New York moguls that went to Atlanta when Atlanta first, and you met everybody that came. When Atlanta first started, she was one of the first ones there. I brought Master P here, who does movies and sports, and I brought him here for a basketball game that we did at Centenary, right? And I brought people because, again, my strategy is just bring them here and they'll see what I see. So I worked on this through Ollie Tyler's administration. I presented with Ollie Tyler. That's how long. That's what I was able to meet Ollie. Then Adrian Perkins, I worked with him on the idea. And thank God when Mr. Arsenault went in, I sort of changed the approach a little, because what I realized was I'm leading with entertainment, that I know what I can help you with. But actually, the real core of the problem was population. It was population. So thank God the two first mayors was practice in my conversation. So by the time Mr. Arsenault came, thank God, I gotta hide it, I gotta put it in population, right? So my pillars were population first, that's putting the horse back in front of the cart. Like, why? We gotta put the why back in the city. Why would somebody, now, for the numbers that you just said, y'all are hell of a good team, right? Because there was no why. Every why, I've been here 7 years. You had no why. You just had because. You should come because we can help you with this, and we can help you with that, and we can help you be better, right? But when the why is in front of it first, now, again, I can pull it up on my phone. Trajectory to be the fastest growing city in the nation, population-wise. On the trajectory to be the second biggest city in Louisiana, right? We're coming off of that shrinking city list, because what they didn't understand was that shrinking city list is where businesses look first to see where they're not gonna go. Not going to Shreveport, right? Because you're on that list, and they didn't understand that. So my fight was, so when I ran into Curtis, I ran into him in Dallas. He's a friend of mine since he was a kid. Thank God, Jam Master Jay from Run DMC discovered him. He was a kid. We used to produce together, and I used to drive him home to his grandmother's house. So in our neighborhood, he called me his OG, his a guy that mentored him. So I was able to, his engine is the biggest engine in TV and movies and music right now, right? So thank God to him, because he's listening, right? It's not, when he called me on Valentine's Day 2023 just to ask me, does Shreveport still have the tax incentives? That's it. That was the only question. And I said, yes, they do. But there's a lot more than that. And just come visit me. just come, Fifth, just come and see the city. And I swear to you, you'll see what I see. So he came. Thank God he met the former film commissioner. He took a tour of the studios, he took a tour of the city, and little by little, as I told him about how the economy can be fueled by his presence, he likes to start going on. So as of today, I can tell you he's looking at closing on about 11 properties downtown, right? Because the idea is, what I want to turn the city into is a model like Las Vegas, right? Very high employment rate, because it's crafted that the citizens support the tourism, right? I believe Shreveport can turn into a 7-day-a-week tourist destination with the right downtown feel, right? So population first, we've already started checking that box, and you guys can use that right now. You have already said. Then the second is the low-income families and poverty, right? So our plan is to bring a home building factory here, right? That we will build houses for no more than $150,000, right? And I'm already working with private, public, and different agencies to subsidize 50,000 of that 100,000, right? So that what I essentially want to do is bring the credit qualification down to low to moderate income families. Target, Walmart, Walgreens, managers at McDonald's. These people can get homes. So we're developing a show to address that called Flip the City. Just like Fix a Rubber. And I'm going to show you something on that. We've already did the pilot, right? So that's phase 2. We're still in phase 1, right? But that's phase 2. And while we're talking about phase 1, which is downtown, let me show you the vision of downtown. Make sure that wakes up.
Right?
I'm just gonna make sure it's gonna wake up.
Oh,
And I'll just show you different things as I move through this so you can see. So this is the vision. Yes, it's on.
okay. Mine went to sleep over
Okay, so let me, so first, okay, so the population move, right? First to me was based on getting a mobile as a 50 cent to come back to the city, right? So Millennium Studio was part of that. Like Tyler Perry thing. So Tyler Perry studio in Atlanta, people get off the highway to go see his studio. So one of my strategies of getting him to downtown studio is that every GPS that comes to Shreveport will go to Spring Market 20, downtown, right? So this studio being downtown will have people driving by Shreveport saying, let's get off and go see 50 Studio, right? Which brings them through downtown Shreveport, right? So this is a studio
What
that,
was it, about a month ago, somebody drove from Canada?
from Canada, came to,
And the studio's not even open yet.
came to Government Plaza
So he
and
drove
said,
from Canada.
I'm here because 50 said all roads lead to Shreveport. So I'm here.
How many
Could-
followers
could-
does he
could-
have on
That's right,
Instagram?
11 million, and I think
30?
35 million, thank you.
So he's
That's my
marketing
IT
Shreveport
tech.
right now, big time.
So let me show you this. So this is Millennium, how the future of it.
film and television studio in the heart of Shreveport's Ledbetter Heights. Two purpose-built sound stages totaling 25,000 square feet with 33,000 square feet of support space. Expansion plans for two additional stages totaling 50,000 square feet with an adjoining 30,000 square feet of support space. A state-of-the-art post-production facility, including color correction and audio finishing suites, as well as a complete recording studio located minutes from I-20. This flagship G-Unit Studios facility location will quickly become a tourist destination, bringing many curious travelers through downtown Shreveport.
So that's millennium, right? So that's first phase, population. Let's make them know he's here. Let's let them believe he's here so that the film industry comes back, right? First part of the plan, let's not skip that. We need the same people that made it the fastest shrinking city to come back to make it the fastest growing city. Exactly where you guys need the city, right? Your pitch to these companies is gonna get way easier when we start releasing this stuff, right? So that was population, right? Downtown is a big part of the idea of attracting the 13 million or more within 200 miles. Like, I'm not even talking about the rest of the world yet. Let's get the region first. And let me show you the vision of downtown.
The vision for downtown Shreveport, Louisiana is a little bit of New York City's Times Square, mixed with a touch of Las Vegas to make Shreveport the big little mecca of the South, becoming a 7-day-a-week, year-round tourist destination, with over 13 million people under 200 miles. Buses will begin to bring guests from surrounding cities to downtown Shreveport to experience a new, vibrant look, which includes a luxury hotel with a rooftop restaurant overlooking downtown Shreveport, boasting all the amenities of the NYC and Las Vegas luxury hotel. The Dome, a downtown attraction that shares a resemblance to the Sphere in Las Vegas, attracting tourists from the region to downtown Shreveport. G Stage Arena, the new home for all things entertainment, attracting audiences far and near. The Red River Walking District will become a little piece of Times Square with giant outdoor advertising.
I'm already meeting with Lamar.
And a bandstand that will make for a vibrant outdoor day and night eating destination.
I used to be
A Ferris wheel attraction will bookend the district and add an
Our
attraction
friend
to what could become a
did
rich
that.
downtown family area, adjacent to the Shreveport Aquarium and the Cycle Building. The vision of downtown Shreveport is to increase tourism and overall interest in the city of Shreveport for new residents, businesses, conventions and seminars, all used as an economic catalyst to strengthen Shreveport retail and real estate sectors.
So each part of the vision, I'm using entertainment, but for the first one, the economic place population, get them back in the city. Taxes rate, get them back in the city, right? On this one, once we start getting them back, on the buses, retail directories, real estate directories that go directly on the buses, directly in the hotels, showing people when they come down, this beautiful city you just spent this great weekend in, actually has houses lower than the city you're in, right? So every play has an economic purpose, and then let me show you this expansion.
Now, one thing I want you to know,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm all for that, I'm all for what you're doing, because I definitely think, I've been thinking about trying to figure out a way to have it, like the Globe is great. But one of our problems is we don't have enough flights in here to bring 2,000 people in here for a convention,
Well, let me say this.
okay?
This is the great thing about that. Before the flights, you have 13 million people. That will show
That you
the
can-
airport. See, in every situation, you first got to put the horse back in front of the cart.
Okay.
And that's the why. If you don't
I just
put,
want you thinking
No,
about
no,
it.
no.
I want it. I want it.
No, let me tell you the funny thing. Jonathan Reynolds, great friend of mine that I've already plugged with 50 as a banker, is on the airport board.
Yeah.
We're already
Yeah.
telling them, like, small things, like during this weekend, before you expand, we're gonna put better cars down by the escalator. Let's put some Benzes and some things that when people come in town, they don't, let's put some boats. We got a lake here, put some boats down here. So those little things, but I've already involved the airport in a way saying, you're a big part of this.
Why can't we get now that land-based casinos available, why can't we put some slot machines on the airport?
I've already said that. Like it's both, like when you get off that airplane, okay, and this, listen,
Bing, 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 bing,
listen,
bing,
and this is
bing,
coming
bing,
from
bing,
an
bing,
outsider,
bing,
right? See, what they didn't realize, and again, what I like about my relationship with Shreveport is they know me from the music, they know I've been here a long time, and they trust me as an outsider, right? Because what I told them is there's video footage of a guy drowning, right? He's drowning. Help me, I'm drowning. And somebody walks up and goes, the water's only 3 feet deep, stand up. Right? There's video footage of that, right?
Yeah.
But it shows you is that when somebody gets into a fight, they think about just the fight. That's what this city was in. So it's not unusual for a third party to step in and say,
No,
this is what you gotta do. This is all you gotta do. So this is the expansion that will take the city.
Will you help me out with support training? We need to build them a transfer station that's not in front of the airport. Just put it off to the side. No one has the very first thing. They do the, with all the buses get, they do, what do you call that? They do all their changing right there in front of the airport.
Right.
And that's like not
No.
ain't gonna be.
Well, the good thing about the
Yeah,
airport,
it's right in front of the airport. If you get off, if this is the front of the airport, nobody does. That's why they have these 2 big lanes. This is for the buses. And they transfer, it's not just a bus stop, it's a transfer, so they stop and stay. And nobody that's riding the bus is getting on the airplane. So we just need to move it off to the side and build them a new thing.
and again, once
We
we,
meet with, what's his name?
But he's resistant.
so let's talk about, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think helping the only thing, because guess what? We're coming in with a why, right?
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation. You got that lane for the buses, they don't buzz, Why should we change it? Because there's gonna be more than the population coming to your city.
Right.
Right? Trust me, now the conversation makes sense to them. So let me show you this and then I wanna get to one thing, right? So this is the expansion of what will make Shreveport the #2 city in the nation.
Spanning 90 acres, the G-Unit Studios expansion will include sound stages, offices, workshops, artist housing, and living space. 10 state-of-the-art sound stages ranging from 20,000 to 50,000 square feet. With stage space totaling over 320,000 square feet, G-Unit Studio expansion will be the premier campus for film and television production in the United States. At 50,000 square feet, G-Unit Studios expansion's Gotham stage will be the largest in North America, each stage to have its own 3,000 square feet of office suites. The campus to include luxury housing and green spaces, built to accommodate up to 300 artists, artisans and technicians and their families. G-Unit Studios expansion will generate over 1,000 jobs in Caddo Parish and bring the global film and television industry to Shreveport.
So now,
This is behind the scenes, right?
well, actually, that's the vision I have for fairgrounds.
Oh, fair.
I want to turn fairgrounds into,
Because Bonnie said they were
Yeah.
reserving some property for
property,
y'all behind the studio.
that's some stuff, but that's my vision for the future.
That's going to the fairgrounds?
Well, that's, again, that's in my head.
Yeah, got it.
Right? Because you got 157 acres sitting right in the middle of the city. 157 acres, right?
Terrible.
You got the stadium there. You got George's Pond. He wants to create a kids fit park, green spaces, all kind of things right there. So that's just my vision. That's something I'm going to put together and start selling, right? So that he doesn't have to do it himself. But again, I'm just showing you how far out we're thinking. So your why becomes, because it's about to be the most populated movie city in the nation. If it was number 2 before, it's number 1 easy here, right? So I just want to show you guys the Flip the City, because this is all population. All of this is population. Now, well, the entertainment part is 50's business, the movie business. But the economic side is population. That was the first pillar. The second pillar we're going to move into is poverty and the low-income families, which is the television show that inspired this whole vision, which is Flip the City, right? I want to show you a little bit of that so you can see how that becomes another big why, because when it's done on the biggest stage in the world, which is television, you get the results. Like Waco, Texas. It's already proven. I just had to pull it off to get it done here. And that takes a little bit more. That takes getting him to green light it. I think Arlena knows the difficulty behind getting a show greenlit. Has to make sense to them. Has to make sense to the studio. Has to be in a budget. And with this, hold on. Is there
There should be one called Guest Net.
okay. Guess net, I see that here. Yep. Okay, yep, I think I'm in.
Oh, you gotta okay that.
And okay.
Just scroll down also.
Okay, I agree. I trust you guys. Yes, I agree.
Oh, we just saw a screen.
We got all this information.
Know all the trade secrets now.
So this is the pilot of Flip the City, which we've already, so in TV, to convince any studio that you have something successful, you gotta at least show that you could do 100 episodes. That then goes into syndication, which make the show sell worldwide. So the city's already committed to 100 properties, right? I already told you within this, we want to bring a house making factory here so that we bring the credit rates down. And then we're working also with Walmart and Sam's Clubs on subsidies. And I'm also have a line to a gentleman named Ronald McIntyre, who is an advisor to Biden.
He's gone to Bentonville, met with
Yep.
executives at
So,
Walmart.
okay, so here we go.
They got a lot of money in their foundations, don't
A
they?
lot of money. Doug
Great,
McMillan.
I'm glad you're doing this.
So here's Flip the City, what I hope to do for the low income families.
This was shot, what, 2 months ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Sam? Based on a true story.
No. These are the people in the city that you guys know, like I know, are here now.
Right out. Go out to the foyer and just take it left. It's
Okay.
right there.
You'll see him on the left.
Okay.
That's right. Welcome to Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana cattle parish is northwest Louisiana. Shreveport ranked top 5 in worst cities to live in. Shreveport is roughly 60+% African American. The average 3-person family makes $28,000. And over the years, we've been able to maintain population, although we lost some of our intellectual gallery. In our regional transportation enclave where we have access to over 40 million people, third largest city in the state of Louisiana.
Shreveport needs to be revived. That is why myself and the team decided to come here and set up shop. We are going to flip this city one house at a time. We hosted a citywide submission contest in hopes to find families in need of assistance. The people need help, and we are here to fix it. After hundreds of submissions, there was one in particular that really stood out to the team. Today, I am going to be introduced to Jerica. She's a 30-year-old single mother of 5 girls. Jerica was born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. Unfortunately, she lost her home due to a fire that was started in the back of her home. Thank God, all of her girls made it out safe. So I wanted to really get out in the city and see what's happening in the streets. And on my way, I'm going to watch a video submission now for the first time with you.
My kids are separated. I'm not in the house. And I'm going through some things to get my kids back, and I really need somewhere to stay. That's one of the biggest things that's keeping me from regaining, my kids back into my home and in my care. So my biggest thing right now is to make sure that I find that type of stability so I can get my girls back home with me. I feel like that's where they need to be. I talk to them every day. They haven't even given up on me, so. As long as I know that they're still riding with their mama, I'm gonna keep going. I have a permanent place up here and there. I'm gonna do my sister's house. I might go to my mom, my grandmother. Those places are draining. They're draining. And once that I got her out of the house, I gave her to my uncle, and he got into the next door neighbors, and I just fell to my knees in the yard, asking God, stay in my house. Just last year, this year, made a full year since I've been displaced with my kids in my home.
I've seen enough. I want to go see the damage done to her house to see if there's any way we can rebuild this home for her. Driver, can you take me to her place? She's the one. I don't need to see anything else. Hey, I want to see Jerica. Oh my God. I cannot believe looking at this house. It even stood for Jerica to run in and get her baby. As I look closer, I see a young woman, 2 young women, and it looks like this could be Jerica. Hey, Jerica, I didn't expect you to be here. Oh my goodness. How are you? Hello, my sister. Nice to meet you. Oh my God. I mean, I'm looking at the roof. The roof is split open. There's a hole in the center of it. The whole front porch is down. I'm waiting on no. So I decided to go inside the house, and when I first went in, I was met with smoke, so I had to come back out because I couldn't breathe. Yeah. And when I came out, I just, oh my God. I don't know what came over me, but I took a deep breath, I ran back in, and at that time I was working here, on my elbow here, and I had a burn right here. And I went in and snatched my baby out of the bed, wrapped her in like a pillowcase or something. I snatched out of the bed and ran out of the house. I don't know what news I'm going to be able to tell Jerica, but I did not think that it was this bad. So tell us the news.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like there's a lot of extensive damage. There's combustion byproducts on everything, and structurally it doesn't look like it's going to be in great shape. It's probably unsafe. So it's, in my opinion, it's most likely going to have to be a tear down.
You have led me through
you okay with that?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. She is tearing my heart out, my soul right now, and I'm trying to be strong and hold it together for her. My God. Oh, we all look like, it's so my God, and we're gonna gift it to you. Tear it down, and build it back up. A little house.
So we're using that as a pilot, but the city doesn't use
The contractor here.
that was a friend of mine. The young ladies actually home, and I got them to put her in the house and so they could donate.
I have another surprise for her. That I know she's going to love. I called my friend, Baby, y'all know him, the unofficial mayor of Shreveport, Louisiana, Baby. Well, he is here, and he is going to surprise Jerica with some news. I knew Baby would have some tricks up his sleeve, but I had no idea that he was
So when you're showing the pilot, you have to know
from
your
Louisiana, a BET award-winning, bootsy badass, Mr. Wipe Me Down himself. Jerica is losing it. Listen, we are going out with the old and in with the new. But even with all the joy this brings me, I know that this must be hard for Jerica to see.
Now, those are one of those houses
Really?
that was sat in the neighborhoods or been sitting in these neighborhoods already for years and years.
And
then-
we were just, I tried to get a house torn down over in Cedar Springs.
Jerica
I couldn't get
knows
it done.
what it means to be financially stable, what it means to own her own home, how to get in her own home, how to keep her own home, and then how to be able to pass on this wealth to her children.
Well, that's financial literacy within it for the families.
So today I called one of my friends who I know Jerica loves. Her name is Diara. She is a huge YouTube star, influencer, over 7 million followers on Instagram. We are going to get the bikes, we're going to get baby dolls, teddy bears, all that we can fit in this room so that we can surprise Jerica one more time before she sees her house. I know the kids lost everything in the fire, and we want to do this for them. So I hope this small, appreciation for you and your kids, and that, this is just the start, this is the beginning to get you guys prepped for what's bigger to come. So.
And remember, God will never bring you to it, He won't bring you through.
So we went from standing out here, watching the contractors tell us the walls.
So you have the house build in between. You show the house build, so get them be their house, their customized.
Diara taking her out for toys, every single thing that we said we were going to do, we did. But now the reason we are here
Right there,
is the reason for the season is
57 would be
happening.
waiting for them with their house keys. Alright? So this is
We came here with a mission.
real
We
stories,
came here with a purpose.
real people,
And
right?
family
That
by
will be getting
family,
brand new houses.
by house.
Now, everyone on the
Myself
show,
and my
their house will be
team
gifted to them,
wanted to change
right?
the face
But to
of
keep the
Shreveport,
house,
Louisiana.
so the house itself, they'll get
It's
is
not a
almost
job for one
$50,000
man
every year.
or one
right?
man alone. It's
Stipulation, they'll have to keep the house for 5 years at
to make
least.
this a
Well, at
priority,
5
to make
years.
this happen, and I'm so grateful.
As
for the
a
team
way
that
of
came
saving
together
mortgage,
and
the
really
family will
pulled this
contribute
off.
$500 a
You
month
are
for
changing
savings.
Jerica's life,
And
right? That
never
play like
again
just like
should
a
you have to
mortgage.
worry about
At the end
all
of the
things
5
that
years,
her-
that money is
her
released to
family.
them and the house is released.
And now generationally,
And
it
they're
should
on
be
their
able
way.
to change.
Because guess what
her
right now
babies'
is happening?
lives, their babies' lives.
No one can
And
get
I
to the
know she
credit
wants to
level
teach
of
them
even
all that she
$300,
learned.
$400, and
And I know
$500
that this
houses.
may be her
We don't
first
start
house,
a home
but it
program
will be her
again.
last house. And I'm so
Even
grateful
those houses
that we
are
were a
beginning
part
to
of
disappear.
this process for Jericho.
So it's the way of us starting,
We are
I
going
like
to
to say,
flip this city one house at a time.
Right on.
that's the statement, right? So the idea is, it's still economics, right? That the city has a problem. 6,000 abandoned, adjudicated, blighted properties in the middle of a 130 mile diameter city, right? Just like Waco, Texas, just like Laurel, Mississippi, right? But instead of doing it just for a TV show, we target an economic problem and kill two birds at one stone. Poverty, because all of these families, Walmart, Target, they make $3,400 a month. That's low to moderate income families, hardworking people that have to go home to ghettos with that kind of house sitting next to their house for years on top
How
of
many
years.
episodes a year?
20 episodes, 10 episodes a season, 2 seasons a year. And right now I'm getting everybody to commit to 5 years because I want to do 100 homes, right? But at the same time, they say this, but at the same time that the TV show is happening, I have a private entrepreneur, private side to it, right? Because there's no risk. I'm working with NOLA lending, right? Because if I met with NOLA lending and they said, Mr. Hall, if you could bring us a product for $150,000, right? And I'm still trying to subsidize the 50, so 100. I already have hundreds of people pre-approved, right? So I'll have a stack of pre-approvals like this. Then I want to move over here and start an entrepreneurial idea, right? Since it's no risk, right? Get people into house flipping. Instead of having your 100,000 in the bank, put it here. In your bank, earmarked with a letter of direction to a contractor once we choose, right? So I come to you as the investor with a pre-approved family. I show you the family, I show you the house that the city is gonna be on. Are you ready to help this family? That investor releases their 100,000 to the contractor. I release the subsidy to the contractor and they build that family their house. Right? Now this is outside of the show, right? Once the house is done, I sell the house for $110,000, right? Because that is a great turnaround on your money. That's a great investment, right? So in 2 months, you'll get your whole 100,000 back and 10,000. And then I ask you, would you like to do another one? Right? So one investor, I can give a block because we only can do them one at a time. And these houses are separate of the show. I want to create a mass renovation. And then with the show, I'm creating a paint team. And I'm thinking through Job Corps or but because what I want to do is every new house we drop, I want to paint both houses on each side. Right? So when I leave a neighborhood, I let touch 30 homes in that neighborhood and move to the next one, next season. Right? Move to the next one, next season, and just keep going around until we've touched almost 300 homes in one particular small area. And it's just a plan. It's just rinse and repeat. So after that pillar, then we move on to the youth violence. And with youth violence, the simple to me is that the way to bring crime down is to take away these young people's time. Take away their time. So I'm working on getting $1 million per school to put a production company in each school, every school, right? The same team or the same people that shot this, that's all you need in the schools, right? Plus a high level acting class, plus drone work. And that's gonna be after school. My hope is to try to keep 10th graders and 11th graders in school till almost 9 o'clock. With all the money to drive them home, to feed them, to let them work in any area they hope to work in. But every year we'll be pushing out of that school a new production company, right? That now can go to the acting class and say, hey, you guys wanna act in this movie we got? And they can come to the streets and start making movies all over the city. So that will complete the pillar of population, poverty and the family, and then youth violence. And then once we got all of those pillars in, we just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. I want to start out with $1 million per school. Hope at some time have $10 million per school. I want to turn schools into almost like an Airbnb. The kids don't want to go home, right? And then you'll see crime do this because of opportunity. I believe this city is small enough to, like the Bible says, subdue it with the presence of the kingdom. Opportunity, love, kindness. And I think just...
Have you talked to Mac McCarter at all, with community renewal?
No, not yet. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
I know there's a lot of good programs here, right? A lot of good programs. But for some reason, they didn't work, right? Be it not enough communication with city council, be it whatever it was. I want to lay down a plan, right? I want to get these plans that I have laid down. Then I want to bring everybody in.
Well, they don't, they're, you know, I don't know if you call them not successful here, but they're a lot more successful
Right.
over in Texas.
Right.
They've done a better job, but it's just because, you know, he brings maybe sustainability to what you built.
Right.
Because they put a community house, they can pay for their own house. They
Right.
put a community house in the neighborhood to try to help keep everybody, sort of like to make sure the kids go to school. They have all these different programs in there
Right.
to make the neighborhood work better.
Yeah, and see, and again,
Coordinate.
right, no, but again, that's what I'm saying, is trust me, I know, like this building, right? I didn't know about the building until Arlena introduced me to it, but great, you guys probably been holding the city together with businesses coming in where they shouldn't have, right? Like, I can only imagine you guys sell to try to get people to come here. So I applaud you because 100, how many did you say in the last?
136.
That's incredible. For the state of the city, right? For them to come and you convince them that your business can work here. And then they come here and they go, ooh, where's the people, right? So again, I want to.
I'll add to your Exodus theory on the movie. You know, I think you're right.
Yep.
It was also the Haynesville Shale transient workers here when they do the census. You know, they only
Yep.
do it so they don't do it every year.
Right.
And what happened is the Haynesville Shale went down, and all those transient workers left. So they were here, and it made the population probably look bigger than it was.
Right.
Now, and the movie, it was multiple things that
Together,
happened.
the GM plan I heard, yeah, and
Well, that was before.
Okay.
That was, I mean, that's what everybody keeps complaining about, but we've way surpassed replace those jobs.
Right.
But we had this Haynesville shale rush, gold rush.
right,
Had all these people living in trailers everywhere and all that. They took a census, you know, and then Haynesville Shell went, they left, and they took another census, and
they were gone.
yeah, they were gone.
Yeah.
And so you're spot on, and all that. And the biggest thing that I like the best is there's no reason why our gaming has not worked better.
Yeah.
And it's because they never brought the entertainment here. They brought the boats, thinking that's entertainment enough. They built a temporary arena out there by, what's the name of that casino over there? Horseshoe. And it never built a permanent.
No.
And so there's no entertainment. There was no draw.
There's no draw. There's no why to come.
Yeah,
why do I come?
Unless
And
you
guess
wanna lose
who?
your money,
And then
you
guess
know.
then guess who you get? All of the gamblers.
Yeah,
And they come in, lose their money, and they usually leave the town depressed,
yeah,
right? They don't leave the town like, oh, I had a ball.
no,
I lost my money.
Yeah,
So no, I mean, again,
they got nothing for their money.
yeah.
There's nothing keeping them here to do entertainment.
So everything I just showed you guys, I had a meeting downtown when 50 was here, the day after the lease signing, and I had every city council person, the mayor's office, and I had all 3 casino heads sitting next to each other.
Great.
Because I said, I don't want you guys to think we're just working with one person. I want everybody to understand this is a job for everybody. The city, because I'm looking at downtown as a box. It's a box. From Texas and Spring to the water to Market, down to the convention center and close it. It's a box. That's your entertainment area, right?
Right.
Right? There's no reason the city light every tree in the box. If you want it to be Vegas and you want it to be a tourist destination year round, light the box like it's Christmas, right? If you need me to go to Home Depot with you and get some solar lights that charge during the day and light up at night, let's do it. Right? The casinos.
We need a space needle and your globe thing. would
Oh
be
yeah, that's
great. I
but
mean,
no, it's
for people to come drive by.
Listen.
Tell them what's gonna happen on the 8th, because
It's a Human Harmony Festival he's having. So he's on Thursday, Super Bowl of Comedy in Independence Stadium. And trust me, all he put up so far was Human Harmony, the 8th to the 11th. Sign up. That's it. We got 22,000 people already that signed up. That's why I'm saying this is going to be more than
they
a
really didn't know
population.
what was gonna happen.
So comedy that night, then downtown after party in the Sphere, the Dome. The casinos are activated, the Red River is activated. Then we have the next day a celebrity basketball game with some of the biggest celebrities. And just say between us, Dave Chappelle is already confirmed, right? This is his Rolodex. This place turns into Vegas overnight.
Where are they gonna play the basketball game?
In this downtown, in the arena.
Well, they're gonna have a temporary blow-up sphere.
But for the 8th, we're having the temporary dome. But we're working on all the permits and everything right now for the permanent. Actually, we just.
July 8th?
No, August 8th.
August 8th,
August
yeah.
8th. So we met with the Historical Preservation Committee last week to get the, just the temporary approved. And all the way through the meeting, their big question was, are we gonna be able to make this permanent? So they want it permanent, just like we do. So again, things like that is gonna transform downtown overnight. Like even all the hotel rooms that we're facing that way are gonna get more expensive, right? All the buses that's come in, that's where the retail directories and the real estate directories come in. You know,
Building a hotel would be helpful too, because we don't have enough good
Yeah.
A-class hotel
well,
space.
I've been trying to convince him that Raymond James, he needs to get it now. Because in New York, there's a building that was there for years, right across from where they now built the Barclays Center. And Magic Johnson bought it years ago when people were like, why did he buy that building? And then now the Barclays Center is there. It has the most expensive apartments in New York now. That Raymond James building is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, they could have bought that a few years ago for what, $3 billion? That's what it is.
Yeah,
$3 billion.
Hazel sold it for what, 2 to 3 million?
Yeah, I think it's $3 million.
Yeah, and they're trying to get a little bit more
Yeah,
than
right.
that for it now.
Right.
Or he would have had it already.
They had to put a whole bunch of air
Well, the city
conditioning
owned it,
systems.
Yeah, at that time, yeah. Okay, but I mean, again, that's a perfect idea,
Yeah.
what you just said. Luxury apartments, rooftop restaurant, that when, I don't care if you go to Dubai, you can get it here. Right, so that's the vision, and he called me this morning, I was a little late coming outside because he called and he's so excited about everything that's happening. Like downtown, he's bought 11 so far, closing on almost 11 properties that he's using to turn it into entertainment spaces.
So what can we do to help you?
I think, see, I was just introduced to this, and I think this is great. I think this is the bookend of what I'm doing, right? I'm giving you guys the why. So I would say off the top of my head, I'm here to just help your conversations get easier, right? And then I would say with that, I know you now, I'm gonna start directing people to you guys too, right? There's things like probably some small sponsorship things right now, because now just like next week, I'm gonna I'm trying to pull off a citywide workforce call. I want to have 24 hours. So if you get off of work at 3 o'clock in the morning, come sign up, because I want Louisianians to be the first to get these opportunities. So I would say, what if somehow I start introducing your brand?
So when you say workforce, tell me what that means.
That means any able body in
You want to know
Shreveport
who's available to go to work.
to work.
Okay, so I think that just, if I was doing that,
Mhm.
okay, I would call the NLEP guys, because that's what they do.
Right.
They help with workforce. So like when Slumberjay came to town, they pulled together 1,000 people.
That's
for
who I need.
workforce. Okay.
Right, that's
So
who I need.
NLEP, and
Yeah.
that's Justin Dixon.
Okay.
They'll do that. I mean, they're gonna.
Well, I want them to be involved.
Yeah.
Like, see, part of it is warm and fuzzy. Again, economic part.
Yeah.
I want to continue this hope, right? I want the people to physically know, right? Just come, right? Even if, I don't care where the database is. Like, I know, as I'm having these big conversations about the 8th, I'm hearing, oh, we're going to need 50 guys to fill sandbags for the dome. I want that to be 50 Shreveport local guys. I don't want them to bring nobody in. You know what I'm saying? Then again, as you guys are talking about, clean teams, moving companies, cars. I want to encourage people to drive Uber, Lyft.
We started a company called Hollage, and it's not doing too well.
Listen, it'll do well now, because again, those are the shovels.
Well, like Dave, your food truck.
Yeah.
Food trucks. I want to know.
Girl, are both, and we're short on this, because he and I talked about catering for the movie industry, and television projects. So the other thing that's missing is craft services.
Everything.
To provide like coffee, snacks,
Right.
once they're on they're on the street shooting, they gotta have that.
Well, this guy.
You know what I'm saying?
They putting the trucks together for that.
Right,
Right.
we're
And the bigger thing I'm talking about too is crafting Shreveport to model Vegas in employment.
Have you found
No, it's okay. But meaning that the citizens work to support the tourism,
Yeah.
right? So like I already know I want to keep as many cars from downtown as possible. So I'm already talking to the police about using the mall parking lot and having 8 buses go, bring them down. So I already know in my head, I'm gonna need bodies at the barricades there, bodies at the barricades on the other. I just want, like you just said, they can get thousands of bodies. I need to be able at a tap to get thousands of bodies.
They are the only ones in town who have done that. So
Right.
that's who I would call.
I would talk- yeah, I would
Where
love it.
problems were and
Yeah.
all that. But this Vegas idea of supporting the industry. Well, what that's going to do is that's going to drive crime down, because those parents that have those jobs, they're going to go home and say, guys, you can't be going out causing
Right.
trouble. That's how I'm keeping my job.
But guess what though? Those kids might be working too.
Yeah, right.
They may be
I heard
working
them
too.
say, I like the 9 o'clock. Make them
Yeah,
work.
but they be working too. That's I'm gonna tell you this.
A bunch of valet parking.
All of that, just everything. Everything, different security, different places. Let me tell you about kids, right? And I brought this picture. Let me show you something.
And that's an easy job, as long as they don't wreck your car.
I keep
If I'm driving a Bentley, I'm not letting one of
Listen,
them do that.
I keep this with me just so I don't forget. This is me, right? At probably about 18, Hollis crew. I'm sitting in a light blue Benz right now with light blue rims. With my brother's car. Wasn't mine. He owned the Beeper company, right? But during that era, Beepers was everything.
Yeah, right.
But if you look in my eyes, I was those kids. You know what I'm saying? There's a time in your life that I try not to forget, right? That I was these kids,
Right.
right? And everything I'm doing, I'm going back to that look, right? All that look need, you know what took that look out of my eyes? Because I'm in the hood right now, was the opportunity I got with Adidas, right? I made that video standing on the corner with all my friends, drinking Old English, because that's all we drank in that neighborhood. And the idea, thank God he put the idea in my head, right? Because then I was able to go back and take all the little guys off the corner and work with me under my Adidas budget. And every one of them is working right now. Every one of them, right? So I know this market, I know who I'm going back after, and I know when you give them opportunity, they work hard. And what I love about this city that is small enough to bring enough opportunity to see the effects of the change, right? There's gonna be so much opportunity just because right now, I'm just talking about the labor side, right? Because I'm not gonna talk about the extra side until the studio's renovated. I'm doing one thing at a time, right? But right now, I want the city to hear from us that we want every person able that think they want to work, come sign up.
What's your time frame on your first remodeling of the Millennium Studio?
It started. And the middle building, there's under property, so that's what stage work. And I didn't go through that, but that was all my research of the different areas downtown I thought was ideal areas that they could use to come back. But there's the main building that you saw in the visual. There's a middle building that they're developing now for what they call fast track programming. That's game shows and talk shows and anything with audiences that don't need it's all the non-scripted stuff. And they want to have that building up and going by July. He already has some show. There's a show on TV called Ridiculousness. It's almost a version of America's Funniest Videos. And I think it's something like that. But he's ready to go. So I'm just trying to get things out of his way and also prepare the city. My analogy is if, you bought a baseball team and they had the best pitcher in the world, those 150-mile-an-hour fastball, if you didn't have the best catcher too, this team's still gonna lose because the guy not gonna be able to catch his ball. So I'm trying to get the city prepared to catch what 50 Cent is about to throw, right? Because a lot of people here haven't seen before, and that's not anyone's fault. Right?
Well,
but
casinos are gonna love you, I know that.
Oh yeah, they're already on board.
Yeah, they got it.
They're already on board. Yeah.
This is gonna pull their.
But I think what you guys are doing, the why, you're gonna have a great reason now. And anything I can give you guys as far as why with the people that will be coming now, that would be
I would
great.
like to know, you said that 50 Cent had 5 of the top shows out there.
Yeah.
Could you tell me who they are?
Yeah, most of them is on the network that he helped to grow called Stars. Stars. Yeah, which is a streaming. Good thing about what's happening right now is the gray area between major TV networks and what they call streaming companies have disappeared. The gray areas, right? So for years before streaming, and streaming is Tubi and those other everything that's not NBC, ABC, CBS, BET, everything else is a streaming channel. It's this.
Yeah, right.
It's really this,
Yeah,
and that becomes a monitor now for this, right? But people came to me years before streaming, right? And tried to convince me of streaming. But at the time, they were trying to convince me that people would be watching this more of the day than that. And I didn't believe that. right? Because I know the biggest thing you can come, if I'm watching you on this, is an internet star. Everybody still want to be TV stars, right? So when streaming when they made the smart TVs, right? And they started, I didn't see that part coming. When they put the smart TVs on the TV, now the streaming that used to be this is coming through there.
So is
Yeah.
Stars a standalone streaming service, or is it covered under Hulu or somebody else?
See, like say a Hulu is a streaming channel,
Yeah.
right? But it's still on the same thing as CBS.
Stars initially.
It's a streaming channel.
But initially, it was a competitor to HBO that you paid for as part of your cable package.
Yeah.
They were one of the first ones, they were one of the first ones to move to streaming.
Yeah, because what happened was 50 Cent's movie, BMF,
They're not under.
Power,
Some of the shows like the only.
Force,
Right.
yeah, and another, and
Raising Cane.
Raising Cane. So those four are the top 5 shows on television right now. And they came from a streaming channel. So 50's vision, he's gonna create.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
this, and I'm telling you this like, I'm a person who believes that you put everything out there and then you try to figure out how to solve problems.
Right.
But we need to continue in the city to help sell 50 Cent, because it's not 100% sold yet, I'm just saying. And so things like that, like, well, you don't know, but he has these five shows,
Right.
right? I mean, people don't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just telling
And
you.
see what, and where that translated is that the young people are going, I could be in his movies.
Yeah, right.
They're ready to stop
TV shows.
misbehaving. They're ready because the great thing is they understand his particular opportunity.
Well,
Right.
if you bring jobs to the town, I believe you'll definitely lower crime. And I don't
Let
think
me tell you
crime
this.
is that bad here.
When we get to the movie side,
Yeah,
think of any movie in your head. Think of the elevator. Think of the restaurant. Think of the places that you see. Those are all extras.
yeah.
One movie can have 1,000 extras, right?
Yeah.
That they come in with the budget. So at one time, say they come here with a football movie, they're gonna need 65,000 extras. That all will be paid from that budget, right? Trust me, there's gonna be so much opportunity here. You're gonna see crime drop so fast, it's gonna spin everybody's head.
And plus, they're interested.
They're interested because they know who he is.
Yeah.
Some background on 50 Cent, right? So 50 Cent, early on in his music career, and where we're from, we're both from an area in New York called South Jamaica, Queens, right? Well, North is really north side of Queensboro, but in this north side, they broke it down to south side and north side. But we all live in the same north side. 50 lives on a side called south side, which is very dangerous because they have projects and they have different things. And like I told you, we came through the crack era, devastating era for these communities. And 50 Cent somehow got into an argument, and I could explain more to you, but with the biggest gangster in our neighborhood, a guy named Supreme, who's now doing life without parole. And this little kid in our neighborhood somehow went up against him, right?
His name was Supreme.
Supreme. And he ran a crew called Supreme Team in our neighborhood that nobody, and let me say it like this, fucked with.
Yeah, right.
Just so you understand. And I'm telling you, it's these street things that these kids are living through even now that's taken from that era. So 50 Cent made his first record, was called Robbing the Industry. That was it, because he said, if I make a record that gets everybody attention, they'll notice me. And throughout his early career, it caused him the wrong attention, and he ended up getting shot 9 times. 9 times in front of his grandmother's house where I used to drop him every night after the studio. So he's a good kid. He wasn't on the street. He was in the studio every night. But his strategy sort of backfired, and he's a brave dude, that when it happened, he didn't back down. So the young people are looking at a guy that they believe was them at one time, that somehow cheat death, came back, and then his next album was called Get Rich or Die Trying, right? Because he had to be out in the street. Either he quit and hide from that problem he had, because they were still around in the neighborhood, or he comes
That
back
was the
out.
Supreme team that
They were
shot
still
him?
out.
That's who shot him?
Yeah.
Supreme.
Yeah, because he made a record and talked about their business on the record because he wasn't scared of them, and just shit that happens in the street. And I'm telling you, the same shit that happens in hoods and ghettos make their own weather,
Yeah, right.
right? That sometimes is not their fault. That young lady, that's not her fault, right? But they can't get out of it,
Right.
right? That young lady, because unfortunately the house caught on fire, she had 5 girls, so she had to give the girls to her family members until she finds another house, but she had to report it to the state so she doesn't look like she's abandoning them, and now they don't want to give her the kids back
Yeah, right.
until she gets a house, right? And and now that the family members are getting money for the kids, they're going to fight her to get the kids back, right? So there's all of these stories that's happening under our noses to people, and in this city, it's like you can see it happening. You can see it all around us. That house would have been there for the next 4 years, if not for God willing, what we're going to try.
Yeah, I
That
believe
house
that.
is right there,
It was on Kirby Street.
right
Yep.
there by our old office, across from the hospital.
Yep.
Between Sanford and Linwood.
So again,
So the new house is there.
but we didn't build it yet.
Yeah.
So what we're hoping to do now is this. What I'm trying to do, I have a window. That event that 50's going to do on the 8th, right? I did this pilot just so I could show it to him and he could understand what we're up against. So now what I'm trying to do is get this done before the 8th. So after the 8th, we announce Flip the City. But we already have one show done, and then we announce the seasons that you talked about. First season is going to be in Cooper Road area. We're going to put 10 houses there, a grocery store, and paint at least 20 houses, and Allendale. And then Moortown, then Cedar Grove. And then we're going to keep going around. Right? So again, as I discover these new great things, the good thing about my mind, it doesn't leave my mind. It just always sort of keeps connecting. So for us, I would say for us now, it's a pleasure meeting you guys, because that's what the city needs, right? But what I'm going to do for you guys right now is keep making your why easy. We don't have to do anything yet. I want to keep making your why easy. I'm glad I met you guys, so now all of these entrepreneurs that's calling me, I can say there's a great place for you to start.
Well, it's already started happening.
Yeah.
I had a young man come in probably 2 weeks ago that wants to be a promoter, artist. He said, I just want to promote artists,
Right.
okay? And do all the social media and everything.
It's a great y'all guys are here, man. It's like I said, I want
He
to be.
says, I want to be in position when, when this G Unit 50 cent thing kicks
Come,
off.
I'm telling you, it's already happening.
I'm getting calls of people wanting
I-
to move here. Just to
It's
go
not-
work for G.
It's already happening, I'm telling you. But I'm saying,
Had it
but
started-
thank God for me finding out about this, because this is it. For a guy to be able to come and talk to somebody and go, I want to be a promoter, and they don't laugh at him like no, but I'm saying it's necessary, because hope starts with the idea, right? And then it dies right after that when you realize there's no road to your idea. Right, so even knowing this place is here, so I can say, hey man, it's a great place. It's almost like an incubator. Go and speak to them. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Logo.
But what?
Oh, he created that.
What's that?
That's Orville's logo.
Yeah, I created that. Yeah, let's
Don't you
trademark.
love it?
Let's partner and trademark it. Let's partner it. But like I said,
He had that before the mayor started
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
his
yeah.
deal.
yeah. So, but the idea is, the idea is, I think there's synergy here, just because of the enthusiasm that's coming, right? And what I want to do is I want to start connecting your name, the name of this, to
Well, if you can
things I'm
pull
doing.
some of this off, I think you will help recruit other entertainment, because you put the numbers here,
Mhm.
this place is just crying for
I'm telling you.
more,
So
No, they're coming.
So what's gonna happen is, because, I worked retail when I was with the city, and LNP did, but I did. You're gonna see more retail coming in that we've never had,
Right,
like maybe a Trader Joe's or something, Costco.
that'd be great.
You're gonna see the airport pick up,
Well, the airport's
because the
already
numbers,
picking
the
up.
employment numbers are gonna increase.
Yeah, and
So-
the travel
And
numbers.
it makes it so easy to market and get subsidy funds to bring in more,
Fix that to the airport.
flights from direct flights. I know we have some to LA now, but I'm talking about the big airlines.
Sure. So like I said, I mean, I see the synergy easily, very easily. And like I said, and I want to thank you guys probably for holding the city together with those 130 businesses, because I can't see why they would have came. So your sell and your pitch had to be incredible to get them here. But now that they're here, I love the fact
Well,
that
they're just like you, they have a dream, right?
Right.
And they just need just a little bit of help.
a little bit of help.
Just a little bit.
So it's great you guys are here, because again, I see the city turning into the destination for young creators.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The place that they get help, they get taxes,
I
they
just read
get.
a book about how the entertainment in most entrepreneurial ecosystems, the entertainment industry is the catalyst, the spark that launches a lot of it.
This is where the boats missed it. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you, they screwed it up, not bringing in, being Las Vegas. They did it, it's almost like they did it just to go and they were gonna leave after they made their money, because there's nothing keeping
That's
them
what-
here.
Where are the greats?
Yeah.
I already got a schedule for the Patti LaBelle's and the Dolly Partons and the Al Greens and where are they? They're looking for places, so I'm already talking to casinos, like, what would residencies look like here?
We used to have a lot of entertainment with the casinos, which very seldom.
Well,
You
again,
see-
Very seldom.
You don't
Very
see much
seldom,
anymore, do
no.
you?
well, again, because
All of
they
them
have,
used to do it.
they,
The numbers fell off, so their entertainment fell off.
and then some of the problem too is hiring entertainers became very expensive. There's a young lady now that has 2 hit records that's asking for $250,000
Yeah.
to perform. But again, in a situation like this where you're crafting entertainment for a casino, there's ways to create residencies that aren't overly, because they want the relationship. The great thing about Curtis is that the older artists, they want to do anything he wants to do, because at the end of their careers, now they want to get into TV and movies, right? He's done something great. Mary J. Blige was in one of his shows, and he's just transformed her into an actress that people watch her, and they don't even realize she's the same singer, right? So the younger artists with the hit records feel like they're so hot, they want to be in movies. So everybody wants to do a favor for Curtis.
Well, I just saw a show, Dennis Quaid was interviewed by Jordan Peterson, I think. And he said that the movie star is done. And exactly what you're saying, it's
Yeah.
the streaming star. He says these
Yeah.
influencers,
That's true.
those are the stars now. He has very little, people care about what I'm doing anymore.
And what's funny about that, when I showed you that the movie theater thing I did, that's a whole nother idea I have of how to get kids back into the movie theaters, right? So that's a whole, I know Cinemax is in, I think Plano, Texas, down the block. So sometimes I'll come up with ideas and just make the whole plan and just sit it to the side. But again, great way to get young people. The whole idea of the movie mixtape thing is that young people put out these free mixtapes now to just, because the way the labels used to pigeonhole artists was one album a year, you have one single on that album. how do you do tour? How do you tour on that? So the young kids has gotten smarter and said, okay, I'll do the one album with you, but I'm gonna send out my own music free. Right? So the music they sent out free, what I did was I took their music and then wrapped it into a movie. Throw it in the movie there at 12 midnight. All the kids are gonna go see it because it's the popular young artist. Next morning he can still stream it and everybody makes money. So there's ways of making this city the place that these young people come back to do all these things, help learn how to be an entrepreneur, get into movies, have the access to equipment, get the tax incentives. So all of these things, I think, is going to make this city a destination, and at the same time, economically strong, because each thing is touching another economic position.
Ecosystem.
Yep. So, listen, I will have you guys miss a whole day of work.
That's great.
Sit there and talk. But like I said, I want you guys to see my whole brain, so you know where it came from and where it's going, and anything we can do in between. All right? And I'm always here. I live on Cross Lake, so.
Brad, do you have time to show Orville the Blake Studios? Will he have time to? While we're here, and then maybe love to take a sneak peek.